It's now time for Remember When with Uncle John. John Guess, Ouachita County's resident storyteller and local historian. Sit back now and enjoy a walk down memory lane as John recalls the days of yesteryear in his own unique way. You never know, some of it might even be true. So here's Uncle John, along with his trusty sidekick, Kelly Blair.
Back on Remember When with Uncle John. Well, we have done it. We have reached finish line Friday, and around here, these parts, that means we have got a top tune to be talked about. Lay it on us, Johnny.
Well, we're going to stray from the usual country norm today.
Oh, we're going to break genre.
Yes, we are, and I hope the management here don't get too upset about it.
It'll be all right.
The powers that be don't want to bring lawsuits and fines and fires and all those kind of things, and threaten us with all kind of legal proceedings and all that, but we're fixing to break from the norm today.
Allman Brothers.
No.
Oh, the Eagles?
No.
Oh,
Christine McVie.
Oh, there you go.
Our sweet songbird from
Fleetwood Mac.
From England, got a hold on me.
Oh, there you go.
She wrote that song with Todd Sharp, and it came out on her second. It was the first single off of her second solo album released in January of 1984. And it fits me and my sweet Pam. Every word about it just fits us.
Just to a T, huh?
Just to a T. And I'm telling you, it's a great song by a great artist that lived probably a lot longer than she should have.
Well,
because I'm telling you, they were swimming in cocaine after Rumors came out.
Well, back in the 70s, I mean, like I don't think any of the artists today come anywhere close to keeping up with the schedule that they used to run back then. I mean, they were in a different town every night back then. Maybe 2 shows a day and sometimes, on weekends and holidays and stuff like that. I mean, they just stayed on the go.
And it was like 12 trucks of equipment.
Yep.
The light show, the sound equipment, the amps, everything. 12 trucks. Imagine going from town to town. Imagine being a roadie.
Yeah.
And tearing it up, packing it up, unpacking it, putting it up, day after day, night after night,
Well, you get pretty used to it, I guess.
But it was a we didn't have the internet then. We didn't have any idea of the grueling schedule. We didn't know if they were in Kansas City tonight. We didn't know if they were in St. Louis tomorrow night.
Had to pick up a paper.
You had to pick it. You had to find it out the best way you could. But they lived a unbelievable schedule, and the normal nobody could do it. Nobody could have done it
naturally.
Yeah. You couldn't do it, and
just not enough hours in the day.
People didn't realize then that it was as bad for you as it was. But Christine McVie, like I said, when she passed away last week, that's just another nail in the coffin of my childhood. I don't know how many albums Rumors sold, but I remember a movie. I can't remember which movie it was, but I remember in that movie they said when that album came out, everybody that lived in the suburbs got one free. I don't know, because they were that many.
Yeah.
But just a part of my childhood. And, ever since she passed away, I've been thinking about, being a teenager again, being 17, 18 years old, and listening to those songs on the FM radio, KKYK 104 out of Little Rock, when Crazy Craig O'Neill was the DJ, and playing Rhiannon, and just, it's just part of my childhood.
And that's why we call it Remember When.
But Christine McVie, it's a great song, and just goes back to my childhood.
There you go. Hey, that's going to wrap up Remember When with Uncle John for today. But believe it or not, right here on a country station, we're going to see if we can dig this one out and run a needle through it. What do you think, John?
That'll work.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week, folks. We do want to thank ProMed Ambulance Service, Sherwin-Williams House Paint, and The Shopper's Guide for being our wonderful sponsors. And be sure to find our podcast out there, folks, pretty much anywhere you can get podcasts, including YouTube and Facebook and all that. And, keep tuning in to Remember When with Uncle John. I guess we'll see you next week.
See you next week, Kelly.
You've been listening to Remember When with Uncle John on Y95. This broadcast can be heard each weekday morning at 6:45 on South Arkansas's favorite station, Y95.